Welcome to the Voice of Gen Z Journalist Edition, your Spotify podcast, Dabarkada at Palitaktakan Generation. Stay tuned, hold your seat and make sure you are in the right position. Just chill and enjoy our episode for you because we believe your voice matters and can make a huge impact in our future. Padayon! The Voice of Gen Z is production of Bachelor of Arts in Journalism.
Hello everyone, welcome to another podcast episode. This is Cecile Tejada. I am so excited about creating this podcast as we are going to talk about spiritual differences. Today we are joined by this group of people that will share with us their thoughts and experiences. Just a round of introduction, maybe we can start with Kristine.
Hi, my name is Kristine Ladrillo. I'm a Muslim and working as teacher in our region.
Hi everyone. Hi Miss Cecile. I am Pauline Rivera and I hope that you're all doing great.
So, hi guys, I'm Cristal and currently studying a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and I'm born again Christian. So, hi everyone.
A spiritless yet meaningful day to everyone. I'm Gabriel Cruz and I'm an atheist and I don't believe in such things that are not existing. So, yeah. Don't believe what you don't see.
Hello guys, I am Pauline Zara, a Church of Christ member and an active church officer. I believe that if you faithfully pray to God, what you desire will come true. If it doesn't, don't lose faith easily. It just means that you will have something bigger than those what you prayed for.
Spirituality is a really deep matter for some of us. Maybe the basic question that everyone is asking is, coming from your different perspective, what is spirituality?
I think spirituality is something to do with our faith in God. It is a connection that leads us to become better, generous, and kind person, and it makes us spread love and humanity. When we praise and worship Him, that's when we know our purpose, and it helps us to be a good person.
Well, unlike them, in my perspective, spirituality are things that people use to express their things they don't know, or maybe the word they use to express how open they have become. Spirituality, well, acts as the metaphor for feelings they feel in their lives that they don't have the idea on how they are going to explain things. Or maybe they use it so it can be used for religious contexts, or maybe regard it as their alter ego, like, you have two personalities. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about spirituality, which is for me, it is something that we all have. Something that's basically what we do to show our spiritual side. And that also shows our differences as well, because of course, we're all aware that humans have differences. We have our own beliefs, religion, and so on. So for me, spirituality is the things you do for your spiritual self or to express your spiritual self.
So, spirituality or spiritual is not only about the position we have in a church, but it's about the faith we have, on the way on the way we show our faith in God. But of course, not just showing it. Let us also show the others how good God is in everyone.
You know what, guys? For me, religion and spirituality differ from each other because when we say religion, is more on doctrine and following rules of a certain religion, while spirituality lets you follow and do what is in your heart without bowing to any deity. What about you guys? What's your religion, spirituality, and thoughts about this?
Well, for me, I always remind myself that we are different from one another, that we have our differences, and one of those is a religion, right? So, if I remind myself about it, I am aware or I know how will I act and what should I do. We have our own beliefs, perspective in everything, and for me, all we have to do is to respect each other. Respect begets respect. In this way, we will be able to show our spirituality or spiritual self peacefully.
It differs from each other because, as for me, religion is the way we worship God. It teaches and guides us about God, who is Him, and what should we do while we are in this world. It boosts our spirituality, wherein it is how you connect yourself with the higher being. As a member of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo, I always have my panata or devotional prayer. I always attend to my duties on church. I am an active secretary, a choir member, and a technical support. It shapes me as a faithful servant of God. It made my connection to Him stronger.
First of all, before I start sharing about my thoughts, as I've said earlier, I am a born-again Christian, and born-again Christian is not literally religion. You know that? It's about how you walk by faith and to His glory. As a born-again Christian, at first it wasn't easy for me because I need only to say it about spirituality with sense. And I am guilty because as a Christian, I didn't notice my limitation, or maybe as a young person who is living with God. Dapat they must see that true faith that should get or see in us. As I that.
Well, I'm laughing because, those questions are always being asked to me when I encounter people and then I open up to them. So, well, I once had a church, generally speaking. I was born to a Roman Catholic family. I was baptized, but then things happened. Ideas and information are being dissolved and learned. That's why I don't practice what religious people do. I have become an atheist, so no, I don't have churches, and I ain't attending no churches. So, to answer the question about it is a opinion or a doctrine, well, actually, when you say opinion, it is the things that you believe. And opinions are opinions. Maybe some opinions are factual, well, some are just literally how you view things. It is your point of view, it is how you perceive things, it is how you look at things. Now, when we say doctrine, it is a belief or set of beliefs held and taught by a church, political party, or organized groups. Well, technically, atheism is a belief, but we don't practice things like a religious group. We do things the way we do things. Everything we do is based on our mind, our thinking, our ethics, our morality. We don't do things because a book mentioned it just to do it. So everything is done with our morality and conscience. We don't need other worldly flavors. So yeah, it is all about us.
It's not actually a hate, but one of the common issues Muslims have, like a man in a household can have many wives as much as he wants to have. I hear it often from my friends and classmates when I was in high school. They be asking me if that was truly one of the culture of Muslims, but actually they can do only many wives if they can sustentate all of them. Basically, in Muslim, when you want to marry your chosen bride, you have to give something in return to their family, like properties or assets, anything that is valuable enough for them to entrust their daughter to you.
They have a lot of misinterpretations when they get to know my religion. People seem to make fun of how we worship God, how our beliefs have been rolled out, and who was our executive minister. There's this classmate of mine who questioned me when I did wrong. He said, "Iglesia ka, di ba? Bakit ka ganyan?" It really made me sad because that's what people expect from us. Everyone is a sinner, still. But we are making ourselves holy by worshiping and practicing good deeds with the guide of Bible.
How it's like to be in that kind of religion and spirituality. Do you ever receive some assumptions, prejudgment about your spirituality from other people, like hate or discrimination or what?
So far, there's nothing yet because I'm that person who won't argue for religion. I respect their opinion.
What are your adjustment and your setup during this pandemic?
Normally, my family prays for like 5 times a day. We pray that much as a part of our Islamic culture.
Before the pandemic, whenever I have a free time, I usually go on a date with my girl best friend. We go to the church together and that's our kind of a date, especially when we are having tough times. But now, since we are in a pandemic, churches are doing online mass and we are watching it together every Sunday if we have free time.
After we learned about the lockdown, our ministerial workers have visited every member of the church and gave us a printed lecture and audio file of the hymns. It was called the Household Worship Service, wherein the head of the family would read the message came from the executive minister. When the quarantine was slowly lifted, we began to have limited worship service at the church with implemented health protocols like health declaration form, social distancing, and face masks and face shields. It was a very fast response from our executive minister because he never let us skip our worship service to God.
I would say it is very fun to be an atheist. I wake up every morning without needing to thank someone I can't even and say that my life is paid by him. I do things free of decision. I purely base my actions based on what I believe is moral, making sense, and of course, for the betterment of many. Yes, actually, I think out of all beliefs that I know, atheism is the one that is overlooked and questioned by many. When they get to know my belief, questions like, edi sinasamba mo si Satanas, or, edi demonyo ka pala. Some even say, ay, masama ugali niyan, sumasamba sa demonyo. Some people also say, baliw yan, walang Diyos yan eh. But sometimes people would say, sobrang talino mo, nababaliw ka na. Many assumptions, opinions are being thrown at me whenever they found out about my belief. But nothing hurts me because my conscience is clear. I get to sleep at night peacefully, sometimes even snoring, and not needing to say a prayer even though I'm bare sleepy. Yeah, it's very fun to be an atheist.
Actually, we always have a Sunday service through Facebook Live, but sometimes we had a prayer meeting. And because of pandemic, we also find ways to communicate with the Lord through prayer.
What are your adjustment and your setup during this pandemic?
Well, I grew up in a family that is all Catholic, even our family friends, so I think we can relate to each other in terms of religions, and as I have said earlier, it's all about respect. I don't want to argue about it. Respect mine, and I respect yours. That's it, as simple as that. You know, we don't want to complicate things.
Wow, that's great! Thank you for sharing your experiences and thoughts. It is indeed, regardless of our spiritual differences. Even if we have our own beliefs, we still have a chance to express ourselves to others. There's a certain assurance in knowing who you are and who made you. Your spiritual identity will help you in any situation. Remember, we each can live a life that is based on how we feel and see things.
As we end this episode, I want to thank our listeners all over the world. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as we share our spiritual differences. Again, I am Cecile Tejada. Keep safe and catch up for our next episode. God bless everyone!
Thank you very much for spending time with us. Hopefully, this isn't the last time we will hang out every morning at 10 a.m. Always remember, your voice matters. Hashtag the new generation, a BHA production. So stay tuned, keep safe, and peace out.